Welcome to this exciting and detailed video where we explore the top 3 old Monticello Jefferson nickel coins, classic 5-cent pieces that may look worn, dark, or ordinary, yet some of them are worth a surprising amount of money today. First introduced in 1938, the Jefferson nickel features Thomas Jefferson on the front and his historic home Monticello on the reverse. While many of these coins are common, a few rare dates and mint errors stand out as valuable collector treasures. Even old and circulated examples can still carry strong value. Let's get started. First up, the 1981 Monticello Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark, especially those worn, dirty, and heavily circulated pieces that most collectors would normally ignore. At first glance, this coin doesn't look like anything special, and that's exactly why it's so fascinating, because sometimes the most valuable treasures are disguised in the most ordinary forms. Imagine picking up a coin that looks dull, darkened by years of use, covered in grime, maybe even scratched and faded, and thinking it has no real value beyond 5 cents. But what if that same coin could actually be worth a life-changing amount of money under the right circumstances? The 1981 Jefferson nickel struck at the Philadelphia Mint carries the small but important P mint mark, a detail that was only introduced to nickels starting in 1979, making earlier and later variations extremely interesting to collectors. This specific year holds a unique place because of the combination of minting conditions, circulation patterns, and the potential for rare mint errors that can dramatically increase value. Now let's talk about condition, because this is where things get really interesting, especially when we focus on dirty or circulated coins. Most people assume that only shiny, uncirculated coins are valuable, but in some cases, heavily circulated coins can actually reveal rare characteristics that were hidden during production. A dirty surface can sometimes highlight die cracks, doubling, or other minting anomalies that are not visible on clean coins. These imperfections, rather than reducing value, can actually make a coin far more desirable to serious collectors. Think about how many of these nickels were produced in 1981, millions upon millions, all entering circulation and being used in daily transactions. Over decades, these coins passed through countless hands, vending machines, cash registers, and pockets, slowly wearing down and collecting layers of dirt and oxidation. But among these millions, only a very small number carry the rare features that turn them into highly valuable collectibles. One of the key things collectors look for is mint errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or unusual surface textures caused by worn or damaged dies. When these errors appear on a 1981 P Jefferson nickel, especially one that has circulated heavily, they can create a perfect storm of rarity and uniqueness. Another factor that can increase value is the presence of strong detail in certain areas despite overall wear, particularly on Thomas Jefferson's profile or the Monticello building on the reverse. Sometimes, even a dirty coin can retain sharp details in specific regions, making it stand out when examined closely. Lighting also plays a crucial role, because under the right angle, a worn coin can reveal hidden features that are invisible to the naked eye in normal conditions. Collectors often use magnification tools to inspect coins like this, searching carefully for anything unusual that sets one coin apart from the rest. The P mint mark itself can sometimes show variations in placement or clarity, which can add another layer of interest for collectors. In some rare cases, coins from this year may have been struck using worn dies, creating a softer, almost ghost-like appearance that is highly collectible. There is also the possibility of transitional errors, where design elements appear slightly different due to changes in production methods during that period. Even environmental factors can contribute to a coin's uniqueness, as exposure to different conditions over time can create unusual toning or textures. A dark, dirty appearance might actually be a sign that the coin has developed a natural patina, something many collectors appreciate. However, it's important to distinguish between natural aging and damage, because not all wear adds value. The key is understanding what to look for and recognizing when a coin has something truly special about it. This is why coin hunting can feel like a treasure hunt, where every small detail matters and every coin has a story to tell. The thrill comes from knowing that something incredibly valuable could be hiding in the most unexpected place. Many people have jars full of old coins sitting at home, completely unaware of what might be inside. A 1981 P Jefferson nickel in dirty condition might be sitting quietly among them, waiting to be discovered. The idea that such a simple coin could hold significant value makes it even more exciting to search through everyday change. Collectors often share stories of finding rare coins in the most ordinary situations, from grocery store change to old family collections. These stories remind us that valuable coins are not always locked away in museums or private collections. Sometimes they are still out there, circulating unnoticed. That's what makes the hunt so rewarding and addictive. Every coin you check brings a new possibility, a new chance to uncover something rare. And when it comes to the 1981 Monticello Jefferson nickel with a P mint mark, the potential is very real. Especially when that coin shows unusual characteristics combined with heavy circulation. Because in the world of coin collecting, rarity and uniqueness often matter more than appearance. So the next time you see a dirty old nickel, don't dismiss it too quickly. Take a closer look, examine the details, and consider what might be hidden beneath the surface. Because that overlooked coin could be far more valuable than you ever imagined. And if you happen to find the right combination of features, the right error, and the right condition, you might just be holding a coin worth $45,000. Next up, the Monticello Jefferson nickel from 1994, especially the one with the D mint mark, represents a quiet piece of American history. Minted in Denver, these coins were produced in large numbers, yet within that vast ocean of metal, certain examples have captured the attention of collectors and treasure hunters alike. It's not just about the coin itself, but the mystery surrounding which ones might be worth far more than their face value. At first glance, a circulated 1994 D. Jefferson nickel doesn't appear extraordinary. Its color may seem dull or slightly dirty, showing signs of wear from years in circulation. The once shiny surface now carries a muted tone, often with scratches, marks, or even small discolorations that tell the story of its journey through everyday life. But that very wear is part of its charm. Every mark on the coin is like a timestamp, a reminder that it has been used, exchanged, and passed along countless times. Unlike pristine coins locked away in cases, circulated nickels have lived a life, and sometimes, that life hides something rare beneath the surface. The obverse of the coin features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a design that has remained iconic for decades. Even in circulated condition, the details of Jefferson's face can still be seen, though softened by time. The lettering may appear slightly faded, but it still holds its identity clearly. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic home. On circulated examples, the steps and architectural details may not be as sharp, but they still carry the essence of the original design. The D mint mark, located to the right of Monticello, is a key detail that identifies its origin from the Denver Mint. Now here's where things begin to get interesting. Not all 1994 D. Jefferson nickels are created equal. While millions were minted, only a very small number stand out due to unique characteristics, errors, or exceptional preservation despite circulation. Collectors often look for subtle differences that most people would never notice. These can include slight doubling in the lettering, unusual die errors, or even rare variations in strike quality. Sometimes, what looks like a simple flaw to the untrained eye can actually be a highly desirable feature in the world of coin collecting. Color also plays a role in the coin's appeal. While many circulated nickels appear dull or dirty, some develop unique toning over time. This toning can range from soft gray hues to darker shades, and in rare cases, even slightly iridescent patterns that catch the light in unexpected ways. Handling these coins can feel like holding a piece of hidden treasure. You might wonder how many hands have touched it, how many places it has traveled, and whether it has quietly sat unnoticed in a jar or drawer for years before being rediscovered. For collectors, the thrill lies in the possibility. The idea that a coin sitting in your pocket could be worth far more than its face value is what makes this hobby so exciting. It turns everyday objects into potential discoveries. The 1994 D. Jefferson nickel, even in circulated condition, becomes a symbol of that possibility. It challenges the assumption that only shiny, perfect coins have value. Sometimes, it's the worn and overlooked pieces that carry the greatest surprises. People often underestimate circulated coins because they don't look impressive at first glance. But in the world of numismatics, appearance isn't everything. Rarity, demand, and unique features often matter far more than simple visual appeal. Imagine going through a handful of old coins and spotting one that seems slightly different. Maybe the strike looks unusual, or the mint mark appears distinct. That moment of curiosity can lead to a deeper inspection, and possibly an incredible find. Even small details can make a big difference. A slight misalignment during minting, a tiny error in the die, or an unusual texture can transform an ordinary coin into something collectors eagerly seek. The circulated condition adds another layer of intrigue. It means the coin wasn't preserved intentionally, yet it still survived with features that make it special. That makes it feel more like a hidden gem rather than a carefully stored collectible. There's also a certain beauty in imperfection. The scratches, the fading, and the discoloration all contribute to the coin's character. They tell a story that a perfect coin simply cannot. As more people become interested in coin collecting, the demand for unique pieces continues to grow. This increases the attention given to coins that were once ignored, including circulated nickels like the 1994 D. It's fascinating to think that something so small and seemingly insignificant can hold such value. A coin that once bought a simple item at a store could now represent a significant financial opportunity. Collectors often spend hours examining coins under magnification, searching for those tiny details that set one apart from the rest. It's a process that requires patience, knowledge, and a bit of luck. The Denver Mint has produced countless coins over the years, but certain issues stand out due to their rarity or unique characteristics. The 1994 D. Jefferson nickel is one of those coins that continues to spark curiosity. Even today, people still find valuable coins in circulation. It's rare, but it happens, and that possibility keeps the excitement alive for collectors around the world. You might already have one of these coins without even realizing it. It could be sitting in a jar, tucked away in a drawer, or mixed in with loose change. All it takes is a closer look to uncover its potential. The idea of hidden value is what makes this topic so captivating. It turns an ordinary moment into something extraordinary, simply by paying attention to the details. For beginners, this coin serves as a great introduction to the world of collecting. It shows that you don't need expensive or ancient coins to start exploring. Even modern coins can hold surprises. As you learn more about coins, you begin to see them differently. They're no longer just currency, but pieces of history, art, and craftsmanship. The 1994 D. Jefferson nickel reminds us that value isn't always obvious. Sometimes, it's hidden beneath layers of wear and time, waiting to be discovered by someone curious enough to look closer. And that's the true magic of coin collecting. It's not just about money, but about discovery, learning, and the thrill of finding something unexpected. Every coin has a story, and some stories are more valuable than others. The challenge is figuring out which ones are worth telling. Next up. There is something deeply captivating about holding a coin that has witnessed decades of history, and today's journey takes us into the quiet mystery of the Monticello Jefferson nickel from 1946, a coin without a mint mark, carrying the subtle charm of a very fine condition that tells a story far beyond its simple appearance. Imagine the year 1946, a time when the world was just beginning to recover from the shadows of World War II. Everyday life was slowly returning to normal, and coins like this Jefferson nickel were part of that transition, passing from hand to hand in a rebuilding nation filled with hope and change. This particular nickel, struck without a mint mark, was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. At that time, coins from Philadelphia did not carry a mint mark, making them distinct in a quiet and understated way. There is something intriguing about that absence, as if the coin carries its origin as a silent signature rather than an obvious stamp. When you first look at a 1946 Jefferson nickel in very fine condition, you notice a balance between wear and preservation. It is not brand new, yet it still holds much of its original detail. The surfaces are smooth but not lifeless, showing gentle signs of circulation that add character rather than diminish its appeal. The color of such a coin often leans toward a soft gray tone, sometimes with hints of darker shading along the edges and within the deeper parts of the design. This natural toning develops over time, giving each coin a unique personality that cannot be replicated. On the obverse side, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson remains clearly visible. In very fine condition, the major features of his face are still sharp enough to appreciate, while the finer details have softened slightly, creating a look that feels both aged and dignified. The lettering surrounding Jefferson's image is still readable and strong, though it may not have the crispness of an uncirculated coin. This slight softness adds to the authenticity, reminding us that this coin has been part of real transactions and real lives. Turning the coin over reveals the iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic home. Even in very fine condition, the structure stands proudly, with its main features intact. The steps may show some wear, but the overall design remains recognizable and elegant. What makes the absence of a mint mark so fascinating is that it places this coin within a specific historical and production context. It ties it directly to the Philadelphia Mint during a significant moment in history, giving it a sense of identity rooted in time rather than markings. Collectors often find themselves drawn to coins like this not just for their potential value, but for the stories they carry. Each mark, each bit of wear, is a trace of its journey through decades of use and exchange. The year 1946 itself adds an extra layer of meaning. It was a period of rebuilding and renewal, and coins from this era symbolize that transition. Owning one feels like holding a small piece of that historical moment. Even though millions of Jefferson nickels were produced, only a fraction survive today in very fine condition. Many have been lost, damaged, or worn down beyond recognition, making well-preserved examples increasingly desirable. The beauty of a very fine coin lies in its balance. It has not been hidden away untouched, nor has it been worn to the point of losing its identity. It sits perfectly in between, offering both history and detail. For collectors, this balance is incredibly appealing. It allows them to appreciate the craftsmanship of the original design while also connecting with the coin's real-world journey. There is also a sense of mystery involved. Where has this coin been? Who has held it? What stories could it tell if it could speak? These questions add depth to the collecting experience. Sometimes, the most valuable coins are not the ones that look the most impressive at first glance. Instead, they are the ones with unique characteristics, historical significance, or subtle features that set them apart. The 1946 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is a perfect example of this idea. It may appear simple, but within that simplicity lies the potential for something extraordinary. Collectors often examine such coins closely, looking for specific details that might increase their value. These can include strike quality, preservation of key features, and any unusual characteristics that make the coin stand out. The process of examining a coin can be almost meditative. It requires patience, attention to detail, and a willingness to look beyond the surface. As interest in coin collecting continues to grow, more people are beginning to realize that even older circulated coins can hold significant value. This has brought renewed attention to pieces like the 1946 Jefferson nickel. It's fascinating to think that a coin once used for everyday purchases could now be considered a collectible treasure. It transforms something ordinary into something remarkable. The journey of such a coin does not end when it leaves circulation. In many ways, that is just the beginning of its second life as a collectible item. For those who take the time to learn and explore, coins like this offer endless opportunities for discovery. Each one is a small puzzle waiting to be understood. The very fine condition of this nickel ensures that its story is still visible. It has not been erased by time, but rather shaped by it. There is also a certain satisfaction in finding a coin like this unexpectedly. It could be hidden in a collection, a drawer, or even among loose change, waiting to be recognized. The thrill of discovery is one of the most rewarding aspects of coin collecting. It turns a simple search into an exciting adventure. And while not every coin will turn out to be valuable, the possibility is always there. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching and learning. The 1946 Jefferson nickel serves as a reminder that history is all around us, often in the most unexpected places. It encourages us to look closer and appreciate the details. In a world where so many things are digital and intangible, holding a physical piece of history like this coin feels especially meaningful. It connects us to the past in a direct and tangible way, making history feel real and accessible. As you explore coins like this, you begin to see them not just as objects, but as storytellers. Each one has something to say, if you're willing to listen. The value of a coin is not just measured in money, but in the stories it carries and the connections it creates. And sometimes, when everything aligns just right, that value can become truly extraordinary. If you ever come across a 1946 Monticello Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in very fine condition, take a moment to appreciate it, to study it, and to consider what it might represent. Because hidden within that small piece of metal could be a story worth telling, a history worth preserving, and in rare and exceptional cases, a value that could reach as $1,000.